We're coming to you live from Johannesburg in South Africa. Botswana's President Duma Boko is on an official visit to Namibia aimed at strengthening trade and investment cooperation. Boko was in Angola earlier this week for talks with Angola's President João Lourenço before he travelled to Namibia on Thursday to meet President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah. According to Botswana's presidency, the visits are focused on boosting economic ties, particularly in the mining and energy sectors. The leaders are also expected to explore broader cooperation in areas such as water resource management, tourism and conservation. And for more on this, we are joined on the line by political analyst in Namibia, Phanuel Kaapama. Phanuel, good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Now, what's the significance of the Boko's visit to Angola and Namibia politically?
Yes, no, I think it's very significant. Namibia, Botswana, and Angola are in the same Southern African neighborhood. They are part of they are partners in the Southern African Regional Integration Project through SADC. The relationship between Namibia and Botswana also over the last 10 years was significantly elevated, because if you say, for instance, look at some of the current arrangements, it's the only country or the only two countries where citizens can engage in cross-border movement using their identification documents where passports are not required. And I think that would be something to build and consolidate on. Also, when it comes to custom and access administration, if a truck transporting goods from Namibia is checked on the Namibian side, that process is not repeated on the other side, Botswana side, and also in the same way, if a truck has entered Botswana from the South African side and has been checked at that entry point, then the Namibian process is not repeated, but they merely certify what their counterparts in Botswana have done. Namibia and Botswana both have joined shared water courses, especially along the Kavango, from which two countries can maximize benefit. There are tourism frontiers between Botswana, both on the southern side, to the eastern side of Namibia, more to the south, and also in the northern parts of the country. So there is quite a lot of arrangements. Botswana, also being a landlocked country, has been engaged in trying to put up a dry port facilities where goods destined for Botswana can come through the Walvis Bay port on the Namibian side and then kept in the dry port area before transiting through to Botswana. So there's quite a lot.
Phanuel, with both the president of Botswana, Boko, and Namibia, Nandi-Ndaitwah, they met last year when the Namibian leader visited Gaborone. Now, do you believe this meeting is cementing all the discussions from the previous engagement?
Now, if you look at it this way, from March last year, 2025, to the present, this will be a third visit of the president of Botswana to Namibia. He came during the inauguration of the Namibian president, and then the Namibian president immediately reciprocated by visiting Botswana, and that is the visit that you are referring to. And then also in November last year, President Boko returned to Namibia for the Botswana Namibia Binational Commission meeting, the second Binational Commission, which was presided over by the two presidents, which quite a number of the issues that I have alluded to were subject of discussion. And most importantly, also during that visit, the Botswana president witnessed the remaining of a street in Windhoek to the founding president of Botswana.
Now,
So
their relationship in terms of both leaders, just in wrapping up in 15 seconds, Phanuel, their strategies on growing their economies, what do you make of this?
now I think you see both of them are smaller economies. And if they can look at joint growth strategies where they can harness their resources, they can harness their markets together, and then also develop common strategies, I think they would it would put them in better state, especially in order to be able to attract massive investment opportunities. Because then we are talking about the joint populations rather than Namibian population only.
Phanuel, thank you so much for joining us on Africa Update. We'll leave it there for today.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
That's Phanuel Kaapama, a Namibian political analyst, joining us on the line.
Africa Update.